Ever feel like your smart speaker is always listening, even when you're not talking to it? What if I told you it's not just your voice they're after, but your every move? Stick around as we reveal the shocking truth about Alexa, Google, and Siri. You might never look at your voice assistant the same way again. Trust me, you'll want to hear this. The sneaky nature of smart speakers. Are they listening? Smart speakers have become ubiquitous in modern homes. They are the ultimate multitaskers, helping with everything from setting timers to playing your favorite songs. But here's the million-dollar question. Are they listening to you all the time? Well, buckle up because it's time to uncover the truth. Let's face it, there's a little paranoia surrounding these gadgets. Ever wonder if Alexa is secretly eavesdropping on your conversations when you're not talking to her? The short answer? Yes and no. It's a bit more complicated than that. Smart speakers are designed to respond to voice commands. But are they always recording everything? Don't worry, we'll get to that soon. Alexa, Google Assistant, and Siri. Always on, but always listening. First, let's talk about the technology behind these devices. Alexa, Google Assistant, and Siri are always on in a sense. They're waiting for a voice command, which is what makes them smart. However, that doesn't mean they're recording everything you say. They're listening for a specific trigger phrase like, "Hey Siri," or "Okay Google." But here's where things get a little sticky. While these devices don't record everything, once they hear their trigger word, they start listening actively, and that data is then sent to the cloud for processing. That's why you might hear, "I'm sorry, I didn't understand that," after asking a question. It's still listening, but not actively recording. The data that's collected is used to improve services, so every time you ask Alexa to play a song or Google to set a reminder, the system gets smarter. Creepy or convenient? You decide. The push for privacy. How companies are addressing your concerns. With all the fears surrounding privacy and data collection, major companies like Amazon, Google, and Apple have been working hard to address concerns. They've implemented new privacy policies, making it clear that recordings are not meant for listening in on you. For instance, Google Assistant gives users the option to view, delete, or turn off any voice recordings stored in their account. Amazon Alexa has a similar feature, letting users manage their recordings. Even Apple's Siri lets you manage how your data is used for improvement. But don't be fooled into thinking that these companies are doing this purely out of goodwill. Privacy concerns, especially after the big updates, have pushed these tech giants to improve their transparency, all while still benefiting from user data collection. The moment you say, "Hey Siri," or "Alexa," or "Okay Google." Here's a fun fact. Smart speakers don't start recording the moment you utter a word. They're constantly listening for specific sounds, known as hot words or wake words, like Alexa, Google, or Siri. Once they detect that sound pattern, they wake up and start actively recording. While the devices are listening for those key phrases, they aren't necessarily capturing full conversations. In fact, voice data only gets recorded and sent for processing once the system detects a wake word. Still, that doesn't mean privacy concerns aren't valid. It all depends on how much you trust the companies handling your data. How do smart speakers process your voice data? Let's take a deeper dive into what happens when you actually talk to these speakers. When you say something like, "Alexa, what's the weather like today?" The sound waves are sent to the cloud, via the internet, where they're processed by the company's servers. This happens at lightning speed so fast that it might feel like your smart speaker is reading your mind. These recordings help refine how accurately your assistant understands you and responds to requests. The downside? That data is stored for a certain period and could potentially be used for further product development or even advertising targeting. The data collected is anonymized, but the more you use the service, the more it learns about you, your preferences, and your habits. How much data is being collected? It's no secret that tech companies live and breathe data. The data collected from your smart speaker includes everything from voice commands to questions about your day, your shopping preferences, and even your mood. A fun example: the way your smart speaker picks up on emotional tones can help it give more appropriate responses. Try asking Siri for a joke when you're feeling down, and you might notice the punchline isn't just funny, it's slightly uplifting. But here's the thing: all that information isn't just used to improve the service. It's also an enormous cash cow for companies. The big players in voice assistant technology have refined their data collection practices to include not just commands but patterns of behavior, often leading to targeted advertising or predictive suggestions. Is your voice data secure? Here's where things get a little concerning. While companies like Amazon, Google, and Apple have worked on privacy protections, there's still the looming question of security. Data breaches, whether accidental or malicious, can expose your private voice data, which could potentially include sensitive information. A few privacy concerns were raised when it was revealed that some companies had allowed contractors to listen to anonymized voice recordings to improve the algorithms. Even though the data is anonymized, there's still a risk of a breach, especially with the increase in remote work and the digitalization of so many aspects of life. Can you trust your smart speaker? Now that we've broken down how these devices collect and use your data, it's time to dive into the real question. Can you trust Alexa, Google, and Siri with your information? Trust is a deeply personal choice, and it depends on how much you value convenience versus privacy. These voice assistants make life easier by offering hands-free control of your home, but they also open the door to data collection that might feel invasive. While most smart speaker companies have taken steps to protect user data, they still need to balance personalization with privacy. If you're someone who's highly sensitive about your data, you might want to consider adjusting privacy settings, like disabling voice history, turning off certain features, or even unplugging the device when it's not in use. It's all about finding the right balance between enjoying the perks of a smart assistant and maintaining control over your personal information. The future of smart speakers. What's next? With the rapid evolution of AI and machine learning, smart speakers are not just getting smarter, they're becoming more intuitive and integrated into our daily lives. Expect voice assistants to not only remember your preferences, but also adapt to your unique routines and needs, delivering responses that feel increasingly personal. However, this progress also opens up more doors for data collection. Companies will likely use this data to fine-tune your experience, offering more tailored services. But as they learn more about you, they'll face greater pressure to protect your privacy. In response, we're seeing a push for more robust privacy features. Look out for clearer consent forms, more transparency in data usage, and stronger encryption to safeguard sensitive conversations. The balance between convenience and security is something companies will need to get right. Are you cool with it? Now that we've dived into the mechanics of how these smart speakers work, it's time to ask the big question. Are you okay with your device listening to you? While the tech giants behind Alexa, Google, and Siri have made significant strides in securing your data, there's still room for improvement, especially as these devices continue to evolve. We live in an age where convenience often trumps privacy, at least that's what these companies hope. However, as consumers, it's our responsibility to stay informed and make decisions based on what we're comfortable with. Sure, these devices might be listening, but they're also learning to serve you better. So next time you say, "Hey Siri," think about what it means. It's not just a voice command, but a conversation with the cloud, and how you feel about that is up to you. That's all for today's video. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more tech insights. Have any thoughts on smart speakers and privacy? Drop a comment below, and let's chat. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next one.